11.10.25 at 6 p.m. in person and on Zoom. Before we start this evening, I would like to wish a happy 250th birthday to all the United States Marines. I want you to remember it was the only armed force that was founded in a bar. So, but tomorrow is Veterans Day, and we're taking a moment to honor our veterans. But I'd really like to focus on the veteran families. For many veterans, our nation was important enough to endure long separations from their families, miss the births of their children, freeze in sub-zero temperatures, roast in faraway deserts, lose limbs, and far too often lose their lives. Their families serve and sacrifice as well. Military spouses have had to endure career interruptions, frequent changes of address, and a disproportionate share of parental responsibilities. Their children often had to deal with changes in schools, separation from friends, and hardest of all, the uncertainty of whether or not mom or dad would live through their next combat tour. There is no better way to thank a veteran for their service than to let him or her know that we have their back. After all, veterans have had America's back for 250 years, humbly and proudly keeping our nation free, no matter the danger. I want you all to remember that we are able to be here tonight practicing our freedom thanks to our veterans. God bless our veterans, their families, our town, and the United States of America. Thank you. Thank you. The agenda. There are two things that I want to add to the agenda. Patty, 7F under the Selectmen's report will be the Falls Village lights. And that will also be 9D, the Falls Village lights under new business for discussion and action. Seven G will be the reappointment of Rebecca as our tax collector. And she will also appear as 9E under new business for discussion and action. And I would take a motion to add those two items.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. And of course, I read them all first, and I apologize, but I was sure you were going to be amenable to it, them being put on this evening. Public comment?
Kevin?
I meant to call you today. I had two different people, actually they were both from Amesville, complaining that we didn't have a sign on our side of the bridge.
We have been told to put a sign there.
But I think they closed it today or
They
something.
started working today.
Yeah,
So
yes,
Which we didn't know because they didn't tell us.
I didn't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Closed until when?
December 1st.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
2 weeks, 2-3 weeks.
But only during the day?
Oh, mostly during the day. They're going to open at night.
Yeah.
So for those emergency responders, still can get over there. Thank you. Patty, anybody, one public comment on our Zoom?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Item number 4, approval of pending minutes. Let's do these separately. The October 14th, 2025 meeting, I'll take a motion to approve them. So
Second with discussion.
go right ahead.
Okay, there is one mistake. If I could find the. Well, it's under 7I Cobble Road. The reimbursement is reversed. It should be the state with funding of 20% and the federal is 80%.
Okay, so those are just an inverted.
So do we amend? Motion to amend the minutes?
Motion to amend the minutes.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now on the amended minutes. A vote to approve the minutes as amended.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, November 6th, 2025, the special meeting minutes. I'll take a motion to approve them. So
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Number 5, treasurer and tax collectors report. First, the treasurer's report, the June, August, and September 2025 report, treasurer's report, and package, I should call it. A motion to receive those.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
And the October 2025 tax collectors report. I'll take a motion to receive it.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nay. Communications. I've only received one communique, and that would be from Melissa Lopes. And if I will read it. Good morning. I wanted to run an idea by you before I bring it to the rest of the rec commission. Do you think it would be worthwhile to host Community Shredding Day? I know it's a bit outside our usual recreation events, although if people think it's fun to shred things, I would argue that it might not be. But it could be helpful service for local residents, myself included. I always seem to miss the ones hosted by local banks, and I imagine others might be in the same boat. I'm just going to ask our treasurer, and I hate to pick on you, Michelle, but I remember we looked. Getting back to the Community Shredding Day. Okay, I'm sorry, Michelle. I remember us talking about
Yeah, we
shredding.
talked about doing, because we have a lot of records here in town hall that are approved to be shredded.
Right.
Like a community day, because the amount.
I think what we'll do is, again, I didn't have time to put this on the agenda, but I think what we'll do is let us research it a little, and we'll get back to you.
Any idea what that service would cost?
That's why I'm saying we'll research it and see.
The only thing I'm wondering, Eileen and I were talking about it at home earlier, might be, maybe it could come out of the transfer station budget. It's more like that than it is recreation.
I would agree with you. I just want to be very, very careful with our budget
Yeah,
this
right,
year,
I get it.
especially the transfer station. So, but as we go along, we'll close eye on that, see where we are.
I do have quotes for prices, but I don't know them off the top of my head. I can share.
I remember we're talking. Just remember.
If they come here for the town, for our
Right.
official things.
Or the truck if we're gonna, because it's a lot of shredding.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the community has a lot of shredding, so.
That's why they look at it as recreational.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
Okay. I have no oral communications. Steep grant update. We will be having a steep grant meeting at 9 a.m. on Thursday here at the town hall, Chris.
Yep.
Okay. Next thing I'd like you to look at is I actually threw it in your boxes, but I do in fact have copies of everything for you I put together. Good one, Tim. I mean,
Chris.
Chris, thinking of the son.
Apologize.
I do that.
Um, 3
3
pages, okay, and we'll act on these down in the, under new business, but what I've done is I put together the, meetings for the Board of
That
Selectmen,
would be
Board of
for you.
Finance, the meetings that we talked about having on Wednesday mornings, for 2026, 2 weeks after the, Board of Selectmen's meeting, and the state holidays for the state statutes. That's your 3rd page. Okay. Item C, signs from the historic district. And Judy, I'm going to ask you just to give us something brief on that. Because, very brief, because we'll talk about it under new business.
Well, as you know, the historic district signs finally rotted away after, I think that was 1979 we had put up. So they lasted a nice long time. So I got some prices. First I got from B, who had done the original signs, but they are not taking on any more work, I believe, that are all retiring. But long overdue for them. So I got a quote from Giordano, who's in Torrington, and it would look exactly the same, but it would be in vinyl, so it wouldn't rot away. So we have 2 different quotes to look at for the post. One's pressure treated post, which he didn't recommend because the pressure treated is not like it used to be. And the other was a painted white aluminum post with flat caps. So we can look these over, and it also includes installation. So the town crew doesn't have to be installing these if we decide that way.
We'll talk about that at length.
Yep.
I also put in your box, transfer station report. Okay. These are actually not input, but I do have a copy of the quarterly report, July, August, and September. And we'll put this into the notes for the meeting. We'll have that there for that. And item E, we had our meeting last week regarding the Connecticut DOT Master Municipal Agreement for the Rights of Way projects. For those of you who don't know, we haven't had an MMARWP for 10 years because we've had no projects actually going on. So for the Cobble Road Bridge, we had to sign an agreement once again that they can go into the area, survey, do whatever they need to do to get the bridge running. So we signed off on that. Item F, all for Falls Village lights for the holidays. Greg, I'm going to ask you just to give a brief on that, and then we're going to talk about it in new business.
Thank you. So firstly, I wanted to announce the board selecting, kind of out of respect before you heard it, and I still do the same things. All Falls Village has now officially become a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Thought it'd be a nice way to help us get together funds and transfer them to fellow nonprofits or other agencies in the town. Still, we'll have a branch doing grants, looking for grants, helping implement grants and whatnot. So really not much more than what we've been doing, other than being able to do it a little bit more official. So, and it constitutes a board of directors: Denise, Eileen, Chris Kinsella, Steve Koshland, Elizabeth Purse, and myself at this point. So last year we did the decoration of the trees down here, and we would like to maybe do it earlier this year. You can turn it on whenever you would like, but we would like, with your permission, to do it perhaps not this coming to try not to freeze to death.
Weather.
Weather.
No, no, we have-
Seriously, if some bad weather came in, we have to postpone things to follow.
We'll talk a little bit about this. Thank you very much.
So we would think kind of the same principles what we did last year, with maybe hopefully, we can get power in the poles and do some poles additionally, or try to figure that out. I know Chris has been looking at it. And, maybe just a few businesses down here, encourage them to do something.
Thank you. And again, we'll talk about this a bit more under new business. I'll call upon you again. Thank you. And a reappointment of Rebecca, is 7G. Again, we'll talk about that at length under business. Okay. Home business, 35 Railroad Street. Right now, the update is we're going to call the 35 Railroad Street Committee back together, but first I have to arrange for our attorney, Emily Vale, to be there at that meeting. So right now, that's pretty fluid. But we will be getting that together. Economic development, I don't think there's any real updates at this point in time, but
Just that, I will be showing the, gallery space. So, we'll have to figure out about getting the word out that that space is gonna be.
Is there any initial interest?
I do have two that are interested, but they have not seen the space yet. So,
Good.
Kathleen did say that she's pretty much cleared out and I can start going in starting tomorrow.
the Affordable Housing Plan Task Force, last Wednesday when we would have had our regular meeting, there was the forum. So they all attended that. So not too much to report, but I will say, under old business, I think that was very well received. I thought it went very well. So a lot of good questions and a lot of information that was shared was very valuable to members of the community that didn't know or just had an idea about it. So it went very well. CEN, no update with them. Cobble Road, Culvert, and Bridge. Again, we signed off on the agreement. Spoke with Sandy Rhodes regarding the Eagle projects, and both Boy Scouts are well on their way of putting plans together and submitting them to the council for approval. So we'll know a little bit more as that moves along. New business, tax rebates and consideration of approval suspensions. We don't have any. Approval dates for the Board of Selectmen's meetings. I'd like to go over these with you. Again, the Board of Selectmen and Board of Finance meetings. Thank you for putting them in, Denise. I'm going to have more for you to put in. Okay. But the meetings will be held here at the town hall, unless otherwise we have to have them somewhere else. But January 12th, February 9th, March 9th, April 13th, May 11th, June 8th, July 13th, August 10th, September 14th, October 13th, which is a Tuesday because Monday is Columbus Day, November 9th, and December 14th. Meetings are held in person and via Zoom. Do I have a motion to accept these dates for the meeting? All in favor? We decided in our Board of Selectmen's meetings that we've had our special meetings rather than calling special meetings all the time. It might be good for us just to get together 2 weeks after our regular meeting and 2 weeks prior to our meeting for the next month. So these meetings would be in person only on Wednesdays at 8:30 a.m. Meetings held at the town hall here unless otherwise noted, because as we've done in the past, we may go out to the cemeteries or the transfer station or somewhere else to have a meeting, on site. Those dates are, and these are all Wednesdays, January 28th, February 25th, March 25th, April 29th, May 27th, June 24th, July 29th, August 26th, September 30th, October 28th, November 25th, and December 30th. I'll take a motion to. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And the last is just informational. It's in accordance with Connecticut General Statutes 1-4, which is the holidays to be observed by the state of Connecticut in calendar 2026. There's no, just tag that on as informational for everyone so that they had it in other two. The state's already voted on that.
Do schools, they observe all these too?
Yes. Actually, they throw in a couple more. Signs for the historic district, the replacement sign. Judy, if I could have you just expand on that.
Sure. Do you want the prices? There's 4 signs. Excuse me. They run $345.21 each. And then with the posts, with pressure treated posts, they're $47.80 each. Or with the aluminum is $454.38 each. And then for installation is $500.
So if we were to go with the sign, the aluminum post, and the installation, how much are we talking per sign?
Well, let's see, 500. I got calculator. There's 500, $1,817.52 for the post with the aluminum.
With the sign?
And the sign is $1,380.84.
That's for all the signs? Or?
That's for the 4.
Oh, that's for all 4?
Yes.
I'm just going to digress here for a moment and look at our DPW manager, and I'm going to advise him. I think we should go with the aluminum posts, because when you mow and you weed whack, you do damage to the post through no fault of your own, let's say rock. So my thought would be that we would go with the aluminum posts. Now, if there's a question of where that money's coming from, if you remember, in the 3001 line, we put extra money for signs and other sundries, if you will, an extra $10,000 in that line with roadway repair, culvert lines, guardrails, knowing that we would be looking at.
Installation, they've also made a point of saying that's for one man to install 4 posts embedded in concrete with signs attached using stainless steel hardware for mounting.
So we're talking a total of,
I'm sorry, I couldn't do this quickly. Just over 3,500. Yeah.
it's already 1-11, but I think it was worth discussion here. I will take a motion to purchase those signs from Canaan with the installation. Any further discussion?
How long?
What's the,
I would think the county could wait till spring. If I can get into this. and-
If we can commit him to the price right now, and I would suggest the spring, so we don't have to worry about snow plows or anything.
well, they won't be.
Yeah, they won't be near and.
I know,
um,
but
You can ask them. I'll ask them what the timeline is, because I know it's gonna take a little time to make these up.
okay. But as far as putting them in, we have our motion accepting this. Okay. And they're about the only ones who do it anymore. Here now.
It's hard to find, yeah. And they've been doing quite a bit around here. The big blizzard sign,
They do new things.
yeah.
All in favor?
I-
Aye. Vote. Stop. Who's Village? Rose Village links for the holidays.
We called Brad this morning. Brad had and told him what I found. Again, reiterated what I found in the panel when I opened it up as far as in regards to the receptacles on each of the light poles. He couldn't remember, but he did. He thought that he had terminated everything and they should work. When I told him it's in that breaker panel out by the charging system, there's 4 breakers, 20 amp breakers that are all in the off position. I didn't turn them on because I don't know what they go to or anything. So, but to make a long story longer, he's going to stop and look at it and get back to us. I guess what I don't know is if we want to complete it, if there's something outstanding, if there was work that was done, something had happened because of the car charging or something. I think it's only my opinion, but I think we should just have him fix it. If it wasn't in fact completed through his contract back in, I guess, the streetscape.
Right.
So, yeah, that was a while ago. I don't know if it would be. Do you recall, Tim, if they had ever worked with the
it wasn't in the grant that put up the lights, that had the outlets hooked in. But I think he ran all the wires, he just left them there and didn't hook them in yet. I don't think those, if you look at those breakers, I don't think there's wires going to them. The wires are all in the box there, and I think they gotta be hooked up.
Let's see.
Yeah, so there's further investigation into the job, I guess.
But here's what I would ask for, and I think this is what we're asking for at this point, just the permission to put those lights up. However, we have to do them, even if they're much like last year, plugging in. If I'm not incorrect. Okay, so I'll take a motion to allow All Falls Village to put up those lights for the holidays, either next weekend or the following weekend, when permitted.
So moved.
Okay, so further discussion, I guess. Oh, second it, yeah, okay, yeah. I thought you made the motion. Second, further discussion, I guess. It's only my opinion, but I think that it would be really nice to have those energized. I guess what I would look for is permission to ask Brad what it would cost to complete the project if in fact wasn't, as Tim says. I have no reason to doubt you, but it was back in 2014.
Okay, let's then make that a separate motion, because what I want to do now is just clear the motion.
Sure.
And for the lights to be put up, and if all else fails, the lights can be put up like last year. if there's something that he can't do perhaps till the spring or what have you, with it. So I'll take a vote on the original motion insofar as allowing the lights to go up and allowing all Falls Village to put up those lights. And which, all in favor? Okay, would you like to make a motion?
I would like to, maybe let's table it for the time being, and I'll wait till I hear back from Brad.
I think that's probably the prudent way to go, because we don't know what we have, and once he gets a look see, we'll just at least have a better idea. And then we can come back with a special meeting, the Board of Selectmen, and again, they will be on a timeline. I mean, the weather's not getting any better. I know all electricians are on a real tight timeline. It's difficult to get them in sometimes, so let's just see where he is with everything, and if we, are unable to do it, at least we're gonna get the lights up, and if he has to do it in the spring or what have you, then next year, we're even in a better place.
Yeah, I don't know what the scope would be. Maybe just be, like Tim says, connecting the wires to the breakers. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, I guess. If it doesn't make sense if it wasn't part of the grant. He did all that work somehow. He must have got paid to do it. So that part was part of the grant.
Well, maybe in the back of his mind, he will come back one day.
That was a long time. 10,
Yeah, but he
11
did tell
years
me, I
ago, so-
remember that he said that I can come back with no problem and finish it up.
So let's see what he's got. Okay. That's a discussion. Under new business, 9E, the reappointment of Rebecca Runs as our tax collector. I'd say she couldn't collect any money after the, no. No, we knew we had this meeting coming up. I'm going to make a motion that we reappoint Rebecca as our tax collector, starting 11/10/25, and it's a 4-year term until 11/10/29.
So moved, or second, did you make the motion?
I made the motion.
Second.
11/9 would make it 4-year term.
11/09.
11/9/2020.
29. Okay.
Right, Denise?
The day before.
It would be a day, 5 years, 4 years in a day. Otherwise.
Okay.
Um,
All in favor?
aye.
Great. Discussion, bridge infrastructure committee. Any updates?
Tim's working away at filling in Cobble Road. Looks good down.
I was waiting for the complete report. We're good with that. Thank you. Solar project,
Nothing to.
any other business to come properly before the board of selectmen? I don't think we have
The
anything.
250. Doesn't he have that, that's the agenda, I just remembered.
I'll take a motion to the agenda as any other business to come properly before the board of selectmen.
What we adding?
America 250, the celebration of the 250th signing of the Declaration of Independence.
I'll
It's
take
next year.
I'll take a motion to, as that being business, other business to come properly before the board of selectmen.
So moved.
Favor? Aye. And Judy?
Just that, we have been working behind the scenes, a lot of the, historical society, mostly me. And I know Carmella's getting involved with this. We've got several things planned for next year. All our talks are gonna be based on the, American Revolution. And, we're also gonna be doing cemetery tours of all the revolutionary soldiers that died from Falls Village. We're working on a reenactment similar that we had back at the historical festival, but not quite as grand as that. And I'm looking, to get more public involvement. So, Carmela's involved, but I would love to have some more residents involved in this. So if you want to get involved, it's gonna be fun. And, the town's gonna get all spruced up and looking great for next year. We'll have our new signs up and all sorts of good things happening. So that's about it.
Any public comment?
Those guys are all done?
Yeah, good stuff.
Forget that, lights, just as a board, just let us know when you want to shut them down. Last year we went pretty late because of a lot of reasons, like to walk the dogs and whatnot at night, but just same as last year. Kind of give a shout out on when to power them down. On the signs, Jim, I believe all Falls Village would love to look for a grant or do community fundraising in the book. I would send Judy because you were doing the work on it. If I know you have a line item for it, but if you think that that line would be a little tight or you need it somewhere else, we would be more than willing to take that task. And lastly, for myself, thank you to the Board of Selectmen for your willingness to serve this next term. It was a hard fought election, but having been there, I know the commitment to it, and I know the time you guys put into it, and I just want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
And Gregory, if you proceed to do like more lights on the poles for like wreaths and stuff, I have some good resources for that.
Anyone else? Hey, anyone on the Zoom other than that guy who gave us rendition of Born in the USA?
No one with the question.
I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. And Patty, let me know what you need.
So I will call the Board of Finance for November 10th, meeting to order. And we do have to see an alternate because Martin has joined us. He is on but he has not yet been sworn in. And Vanessa is not with us. So if I could entertain a motion to seat Hazel.
So moved.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. So it was Amy and Carl. So first order of business to elect a chair.
I'd like to nominate Ginger Betty as chair.
Second nomination.
Is there any other nominations?
Okay.
We just
Move to
Yeah.
close the nomination.
Seconded.
all those in favor?
Aye.
That's closing the nomination.
Right.
All those in favor of you continuing as chair?
Aye.
Only if you want.
Can I voice my opinion? Oh.
Thank you. Appreciate the vote of confidence.
Congratulations. Do you think it's Martin full or?
Martin is not yet,
Okay. Sworn in, right?
yes. So, but he gets to listen.
Mhm.
So, public comment. Denise.
This isn't for this meeting, but just something to put in the heads of the Board of Finance and the Board of Selectmen. The housing informational meeting last week was really, really a great meeting. One of the things that was discussed was Habitat may add 10 more rental units to the property. And Falls Village already has the highest tax base in the northwest corner of the 6 towns. Our mill rate is a little lower than Canaan, but their appraised values are significantly less. So house per house, we have the highest in the 6 towns. My concern is, and I'm all for affordable housing. I live with it and work with it every single day, and I'm the first one to say we need young families in the town. But every less than 6 kids is a mill at the high school. 5.6 something. So what I don't want to see is a complex so big the town can't sustain it because the mill rate is so high, because that is going to force others out. And we're not gaining anything. So the size of the project is really important to keep the town sustainable and keep families, homeowners in a thriving town. So just putting it out there for the Board of Finance to keep an eye on it, and hopefully we can figure out a way to balance both.
Can I ask a question about it? Just, I thought you said 5 duplexes, or are you counting 2 people playing?
River Road Homes is
No, I
16,
meant the duplex there.
5 duplexes, 10 units.
10 units.
Yeah.
Yes.
Duplex is 2
The
units.
2 unit.
Okay, thanks.
I have a question. Denise, did they, I missed the meeting because I was at school. Did they have a timeline? Did they
Yes.
have any timeline?
They're supposed, Habitat expects to break ground 2026, but it could be as long as 10 years. They hope a lot less. River Road expects to have theirs completed by 2027. So it's not too far to, it's a substantial amount of money for the town.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other comment? All right, any agenda amendments? I don't have any. Communications? Just for purposes of crossing T's, dotting I's, I did include Denise's formal resignation. And we're welcoming Patty for her first
Thank you.
meeting. So stop us if you have any questions, please. If I move too fast or don't understand something, I want to
Okay.
be clear. And then I also there is the request for the annual submission, but that won't come through until we get the audit back. So, and we'll prepare that.
Thank Denise.
We did, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we do thank Denise very much so. I don't have any other written. I don't know if there's any oral communications that anybody. The secretary's report. So this would have been the October 14th regular meeting. And it's really Tom, Carl, and myself were in attendance. So I will I will entertain a motion to accept.
So,
A second?
yes, second.
And I'll abstain because I was absent.
Thank you, Amy. Any discussion? All those in favor?
It's a habit.
It's a habit.
I'm not sure that's the way I have to abstain.
Yeah. Motion was passed. Yes. All right. Michelle, I am going to ask you to kind of go through a little bit of your change. Michelle brought us up to date with the June, August, and September treasurer's reports. And I believe she also did send the general fund projection. So we all should have gotten that. Thank you.
The only one I don't see is the Board of Finance, but it's not really important. I can see it in the,
We have
Yeah.
zero, yeah.
right.
The first invoice is sitting here.
There you go. There you go. Okay, I'm not missing anything.
So that there is no activity for the treasurer's report of the Board of Finance expenditures.
Okay,
And
we have,
so we have the June, and what I wanted, Michelle had asked her to just give us a slight overview, because they made a change to the unaudited balance sheet. And they did some movement around between this and
So what was added to the balance sheet was accounts that the auditors adjust once a year. And so they were always in all the Novak and Dodd, but all the Novak and Dodd didn't have a balance sheet. So these accounts are just added so that you will now see the adjustments that are made.
And those would
And it
be,
should make the general funds figures look a little bit closer to what the audit, like as you look at the audit, it'll be easier to see where those figures come from.
so one of them is that was added was,
So the cemetery CD and savings were moved from the reserves over to
Okay.
the balance sheet. So there's also our OPEB, cash reserve, our
Yep.
LoSEP investments, our property tax receivable, things that are adjusted each year. The rent account was moved over.
so they were doing journal entries, if I might, to just
Yes.
put them onto the balance sheet that was used for the audit, but they were not reflected in our balance sheet.
It should all
Okay.
kind of make it
Mhm.
coincide together.
Mhm.
It is a work in progress, like between QuickBooks and their stuff to try to, figure out where it needs to be. So there's also some deferred leases and deferred taxes and revenues and stuff that are on there also. You will also notice on the June balance sheet, the payroll liabilities is off. That's because of when the payment was made and when the report was paid. So,
And then you still have, you have a couple of small dollars sitting under the current liabilities, right?
there is just a couple that was, you see the 2210 HD 920
Yep.
is, that's just town clerk. Monies that go to the state, and that's also just on the switchovers. So it does look a lot different than what you guys were getting before, but it hopefully in the end will make it clear.
So it would tie, should tie
It should
back
tie
to,
back to the audit, easier,
okay.
so.
Okay. I move to accept the treasurer's report, June 30th, 2025 fiscal year end as presented.
Look at that.
Any discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
August.
And then we have August.
So we just want it up for discussion. I move to
Yeah, to receive.
receive the August 31st, 2025 and September 30th, 2025 treasurer's reports as presented.
Second.
I'll second.
Thank you.
So I just had a question in mind with what you were just talking about.
Yeah.
If it's okay. So if I look at the balance sheet for, let's say, September. Sorry, September. Here it is. Okay, here it is. So if I look for the, at the balance sheet for September, how do we see the correlation on this report to like your summary for the general fund?
So the summary for the general fund takes, it's just, sort of National Iron Bank checking, money market, Board of Ed checking, from the Salisbury Bank. But Board of Ed checking, the muni and the business account, along with the Litchfield Bank. So it takes some money that are really our general fund and add them together.
So-
All these other ones kind of go with the general fund, but I'm taking what's actually our.
So you're saying our general fund on this report is 369,192?
No, that's the balance in the Salisbury Bank.
Oh,
Yeah,
so what are you saying?
Did you get the general fund projection?
Yeah, I was looking at that and trying to make a
This-
correlation.
This is what you're like trying to make correlation to.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's the balance of Litchfield Bancorp. Which is a deposit. The balance of the National Iron Bank accounts minus the tax collector account. And the balance of all bricks added to this. He's out about to go.
Okay. And the starting balance you had on the general fund, is that 24 or is that 25?
That's, 20 and back, I guess, yeah, but on our,
So, but not the Torrington Savings Bank reserve, not the Torrington Savings Bank?
no, that's the Board of Ed non-lapsing
Okay.
reserve account, so.
So it's just
on
the
our
three.
balance sheet, but it's not, it's already earmarked for Board of Ed.
So it's just the total of Litchfield Bancorp, National Iron Bank, and Salisbury Bank.
Yep, but National Iron Bank minus the tax collector account.
Yeah, minus the tax collector account, but that's not that much. So, okay. Well, that,
So I'm taking the June balance that was left in those accounts. So you'd have to use your June.
oh, so I can't see it on any reports.
You
The
can see
correlation
June.
here.
The correlation is to the June.
Where it starts.
Number is from June, what was left in those.
Right,
On your June balance.
right. And then to find the total of these three for August, though, I just don't, I don't
It's not
see,
gonna be a total because it's gonna be you're gonna decimate by what's been appropriated.
right. So there
that's-
isn't, there's no
No.
number that I'm gonna match.
No,
It's gonna stay the same.
Yeah, but these reports are not gonna
Take your
inform,
Take your June balance sheet. That's your.
yeah, but I have to do that work.
It's.
It does,
Yeah.
it's not there. Okay, so we'll get this all the time.
You will get that.
All right. Thank you. That's a nice thing. Thank you, sorry. Okay. Okay.
so it's 55 that we have still sitting for the bridges.
And actually, I should talk about that too. The 55 and the 125, I'm actually, going to open separate accounts for, so it comes out of the general fund. And it makes it a little clearer what's being spent for the state purpose.
Great,
Fantastic.
for tracking, yeah.
Yep.
That's great.
Yes, that would make,
Thanks for your patience.
so they won't be consideration.
So then,
because they'll
once
be,
I take that out,
it will reduce
Yeah.
general fund because you will have moved them over to a separate, there'll be one line and then we won't see it again for the next.
Right.
So. And we seem on track. I mean, because of tax collection, it seems pretty on track. We're 27%, there of our expenses and we're 50%, over 50% of income. So at this early stage, that seems
Yeah,
fine,
we're at an early stage
as
right
usual, because of our tax collection.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
I,
And actually, you did give us a reconciliation
uh-huh.
For the
that-
June.
for the June, which would be the right time to
Right.
see that reconciliation. So we have kind of,
It's the unaudited. Mhm.
we've accepted that in the unaudited or in the June.
Right, the first item.
Reconciliation of the Kellogg's. in fact. Amy, let's do a separate and just receive that, just so that we've addressed that item on the agenda. It's
For
on
the
this-
reconciliation?
Yes, would you mind?
Yeah, no, not a problem. I'll move to accept the reconciliations between
The reconciliation for the,
June instead, so
Yeah.
amend.
yep.
Okay, I'd like to amend the motion to,
receive.
for the treasurer's report ending June 30th, 2025. That's the one you want? Amended?
No, don't,
Oh, no,
let's-
no.
no.
The first item up here, yeah.
This first item, we just want to receive the
Right.
reconciliation for the Board of Education report dated June
Yeah.
30th. 2022,
Unaudited.
unaudited.
So moved. Do you
Thank
need
you.
that again? I move to receive the reconciliations
Board of
between,
Education.
for
Yep.
Board of Education.
As of
As as of June 30th, 2025, unaudited.
And just need a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
I,
Aye. Thank you. Just want to recognize you did do it. And I did follow it.
that was a toughie. Well, you did a summary of it too. And, I don't know what happens in the end with the difference.
Yeah, there was a difference between
Yeah.
what Cindy had in her accounts payable for 23-24 and what the auditors had, so there will be a.
Just a journal entry.
Doing the
Got it.
adjustments.
Thanks. Cool. Great. Okay, move to accept the tax collector's report of October 31st. I'm not to accept, to receive. Sorry,
Thank you.
as presented.
Is there a second?
I missed that, sorry.
So move to receive the tax collector's report of October 31st, 2025.
Seconded. Is there any discussion? 7%.
Yeah, she's amazing. Her team is amazing.
All right, all those in favor?
I,
Nice.
and are we moving to table that? Because I didn't see it. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
The board,
The Board of Education.
Oh,
this
Oh,
one,
Board of Ed.
the Board of Ed, October.
Should have been in there.
it's in there.
Okay.
It's very tiny because I printed it
Yes.
so tiny, but then I printed, yeah, it was in there somewhere.
Yeah.
It's, oh God, there you go. I think you've got it in hand.
I don't know, mine says July through June, July through June. July, oh,
July through October.
July through September, found it.
Yeah.
October
24.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Board of Education. Okay, yes, thank you.
very little.
It is very little.
Yeah, but there's not much. Actually, it is.
They're at 31% of their budget right now. So I just need a motion to receive the Board of Ed for our.
So moved.
Seconded.
Any discussion?
Did you do all have through October?
Yeah.
I just have to print out some more stuff, but I only printed out through, September. Okay, cool.
All those in favor?
I,
Well, I got to turn over to Dave.
oh, here it is.
We did.
Okay.
We did the August and September together.
All set?
All set.
Okay. I would be remiss if I didn't mention two things, which I mentioned at the Board of Selectmen meeting. Happy 250th birthday to the United States Marine Corps.
Oh, that's right.
And tomorrow being Veterans Day, just thinking about taking a moment to honor our veterans and just focus on their families. And just remind everyone we are able to be here tonight practicing our freedom thanks to our veterans. So something to keep in the back of your mind for tomorrow as we honor Veterans Day. Sticking to our talking about just money issues for the Board of Finance, our steep grant update. We're going to have a meeting on Thursday morning, 9 o'clock, to get some of the RFPs rolling. We are purchasing signs. The Board of Selectmen are looking at the signs for the historic district. But we have a line item on those already. So there we'll be taking the money out of there, out of the DPW account, which set that aside already, knowing that we would have to replace those signs. Signs have been up for quite some time, and it's about time to replace them. We did sign off on the Connecticut DOT Master Municipal Agreement for rights of way projects. That's to allow DOT to go in and start surveying the Cobble Road Bridge. Apparently they have to be signed every 10 years. We haven't had anything in the last 10 years project where they needed to go onto town roads and in fact do anything. So we signed off on that. I think probably the biggest news for you this evening is that we are reappointing Rebecca as our tax collector for another 4-year stint from today all the way till 11/09/2029.
Bravo.
Wonderful.
And I think that's all I have for you.
Any updates on the old firehouse?
No updates. We are getting the 35 Railroad Street committee together, and we're going to have our attorney there to see where we are and what we can do with moving forward.
Mhm.
We'd like to move forward. And I should look back over at Judy, and I apologize, Judy. As we told you last month, Furnace Gallery is moving out,
Mhm.
and Judy will be showing the space to a couple other interested people to see if it's something that they would want to move into. So
When are you meeting on 35 Railroad Street?
right now, I'm Emily Vale, who just ran for the Board of Finance over in Salisbury, and I think she's seated there now. We just needed a little time to see after election when she would be ready to meet with the 35 Railroad Street Committee, but there's no sense in having that meeting until we have her available for it
Oh, so it's to be scheduled.
to be scheduled.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Any other questions? And looking around at some new faces, which we've seen in other places. Welcome to the Board of Finance.
Thank you. Three things carrying over on the old business. The first one is the policies, which I have gathered a whole bunch, done nothing with them yet, but maybe with the new board, we can start kind of getting together and pulling in and creating, at least combining everything. There's been a lot of motions that have gone on over the years and pulling everything into one area. I have a small stack of
Yeah.
things that I've received from various people over the year. So I'd just like to pull it all into one document and
I had pledged to help you with that, and now I actually have a little more time, so.
so maybe when I.
Okay.
I'm gonna regret telling you
Okay,
this.
so I'll definitely reach out to you on that
Yeah,
now.
thank you, Amy. And the capital plan, Dave and I are gonna get back together, hopefully by the end of this month. And we're going to meet again with the new, with the departments and the commissions, just to refresh it. I have a draft, I have some ideas, we've also looked at a lot of different ones, which we'll bring in to everybody. We looked a lot of different, but the point is to get a real, get a plan together that can say, this is what it's gonna look like 5 to 10 years. Now, it's just a plan.
Right.
It's not anything written in stone, but it gives the town, the taxpayers, everybody an idea of, over the next 10 years, this is what we anticipate spending. Doesn't mean that it's all gonna come out of their pockets. It might be, the ambulance with the fundraising, with the grants and other things, but this X amount might, you kind of get an idea. But also really be specific. With the rec commission, we were gonna talk a little bit about what specifically they're interested in that goes outside of the steep grant or goes outside of. But I think we have to include it all, because if we don't lay this plan out, we're never gonna have an idea.
And I'm hoping that once that's in place, that you and your other selectmen can really dig in with whomever you choose to actually get a strategic plan in place, a multi-year strategic plan, because, otherwise we just keep doing the same thing and we keep confronting the same challenges every time, so.
And to piggyback with that, we talked last 2 budget seasons that I've been through, we keep talking about looking at income opportunities that we're not doing.
That's the
So capital plan is
strategy.
great because we talk about our expenses and
Yeah.
how to layer those
Mhm.
over several years, but keep talking about all the additional things that are coming. income has to be something that we consider, and maybe that's what is that, a group that we would form in the
That's the
town to sort of.
strategic plan.
You
That's
know,
what,
strategic plan, yes, but
because it has to address new income sources in the strategic plan.
right, just that we've been talking, with the capital plan, we've been talking about just
Yeah.
managing the expenses
That's
that we have
only
planned,
one
right?
thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
I wanna make sure that I'm not sure who's ultimately responsible for determining opportunities for income and revenue. But somebody needs to start thinking about it, because
Yes.
I think there's opportunities that we're missing now,
Yep.
personally, but.
Yeah. Yeah, I think things we haven't even thought of.
So do we need to have a conversation at some point about how that starts to move? Because we've talked about, I've talked about it the last couple of years and we haven't really moved on it, so. I'm not sure who's ultimately responsible.
Board of
The
Selectmen.
Board of Selectmen are ultimately, but I would look at working hand in hand. So maybe once we do, start getting our capital plan together, that would be our,
Well, I think we can also task the rest of the area to think about
right,
what
how
other
we're.
options and what other, I mean,
And
we all
I-
have ideas and really getting the ideas out there.
Well, you
No, I
have,
think that's
you
good,
have,
Tom.
you have two sources, really good starting points. One is you have all your board chairs and boards, and they all should have some input on that. And the other is you do have what was our P and Z plan that we,
POCD.
yeah, your POCD that has framework.
Mhm.
And so you have these sources, at least to start from a foundation.
And you make a very good point here, Amy, because once we get together, with our department heads, so on and so forth, and the boards, then that's something that we can talk about other than where their expenditures will be. Let's start looking at those sources of income. So it seems like a really good place to start.
Yeah, because as Tom said, that's the part of the formula that's really needs a creative approach. Yeah, cool. So, but you were asking when that might happen, and I was thinking it probably can't happen until you get your capital plan at least
I think
started.
it kind of can work together.
Okay, good.
I think
I think it should work together.
once we get working with our department heads and so on and so forth, I think it can work hand in hand.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
sooner
think
the
it's
better.
Exclusive.
Before budget time.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't want back into that again. It was awful.
Yeah, it has been, you're right, absolutely.
Good.
Any responses to,
Not yet.
okay.
They're due back February 13th, I think that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So there'll be time. So those were the three old.
What did you send it out to, or did you do that in the last, I didn't
No,
see it in the minutes.
I didn't. But we can put it in the minutes. I went to King, Cinnamon and Associates,
Mhm.
Claremont and Associates, PKF O'Connor Davies, and Charles Haven.
Great,
And they're all ones that
two other
Audit.
towns, yeah,
towns similar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
great.
And when did you say they're due back?
February 13th. So,
Thanks for taking care of that.
yeah.
That's not a small thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I don't know if that old RFP was at all helpful, probably not.
The old one you had, yes, that's the one I used.
Oh, okay,
And
great.
actually, I'll send a copy. I didn't even do that, but I will send a copy to everybody.
Okay, yeah, that'll be great for us
And I
to,
didn't send one to you either, did I? It's been really.
I understand.
I'm not like this, and it's been really crazy. Okay, suspense items, I don't think we have any. New business, I have the dates we have to vote on. The regular meeting schedule. I did include with everything that I sent. These are the same dates that the Board of Selectmen have voted on, and the only thing we did is I kept the same scenario of July is only if needed. So I will entertain a motion to
so moved to approve or accept the dates for the 2026 regular Board of Finance meetings as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Any other business? All right.
Thanks for chairing again. Awesome.
Let's do a face. Public comment.
I forgot earlier. The Pearl Village grant for the volunteers that, the Steve Grant and Center on Main and that kind of thing, has actually become a 501c3 nonprofit. It's called All Falls Village. And there's 6 of us on the board. Greg is the chair, Eileen, Chris, myself, Liz Purse, and Stan Caution. We have received funding for a massive database of grants. And we have received funding to hire a grant researcher.
Yeah.
So your capital plan is key. Knowing what we're looking for.
Yep.
Makes it, so the hardest part of grants is
To know what.
the research and the searching,
Mhm.
but if we know what we're looking for.
So that goes back to being very specific in what we're kind of looking for, as specific as possible without, all the way down to exactly what kind of truck Tim got.
Yeah. and
But maybe,
Should-
okay,
For the grant group, it's not just what's in the budget or what's in the capital plan, but it's, what's your dream? We can't guarantee we'll find a grant for it, but if you want a
playground.
ball court up at the recreation center, like the girls do, we'll look for it, you know what I mean? So,
Okay.
but anyway, use us.
I have a question of how it works. As your independent 501c3, let's say you get a grant for pickle court for the town. Does that mean that you raise the funds, you receive the funds, and then re-grant them to the town?
It's, but most of the time, it's not a pass-through grant. What we would do is, let's say we found this grant. For example, there is a grant from the Pomeroy Foundation that will pay for historic district signs for municipalities. So we would apply. If we were going to the selectmen and say, hey, we found this grant, do you want us to apply? They would apply, we would just put everything together.
You're providing services.
We're providing
You're
services.
you're not
okay.
re-granting at all, which is great.
There will
providing
be there will be
In some
sometimes we know that where it'll be a pass-through,
Right,
because it's only available to a nonprofit.
right, and there are some that are not nonprofits.
Right.
Yeah, great.
Well-
That's such a great thing. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
And it's not just restricted to Falls Village, that's our focus, but if you know of another organization that needs help with fundraising, annual appeals. We're doing annual appeals for 2 other organizations we're helping with, we're not doing any helping. So anyway, use us, that's what we're here for.
And what's it called again?
All Falls Village.
Thank you. Any other comment? I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Just a moment.